Mic check 1 2 1 2. What up, dude? What's up, Panthers Nation? It's Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk, bringing you another Panthers video. And we have fresh off the press, the team has officially announced their initial, yes, their first, the primary, whatever word you want to use for it, the first depth chart is off the press ahead of the first preseason game against the Washington Commanders. Got that right. But there's a lot of couple things we're going to break down. I want to react to it and give you a few points before we get too deep into that. Like I said, my name is Aaron Duncan with the Necessary Bluntness. I do recap and analysis of the Panthers here on this channel. Pretty much everything that happens that's popping with the team, I'm dropping them in terms of news and updates like this, depth charts, film analysis, podcasts. So if you don't want to miss a thing, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way you get a notification every time I drop a video. If you want even more Panthers content, you can subscribe to the Patreon down below in the description. All right, but let's get into this because this depth chart here is, we knew it was coming. They kept asking Rule about it. He kept putting it off, but we really have to dive in deep to it. And I'm going to pull up the offensive and the defensive and the special teams and just go line by line, position by position, giving you my reactions on anything that stuck out to me. And so let's get into it. All right, first things first, wide receiver, DJ Moore. We know that was coming. Backing up DJ is Rashard Higgins. Zylstra's in there. Keith Kirkwood's there at 4. Then you got Roberts and Rashawn Henry at 5th and 6th. Nothing really big there. Obviously, DJ's there. But I want to go down to the other wide receiver at right wide receiver. Robbie's starting. Terrace Marshall Jr. is actually backing him up. Then you got Cy Smith, CJ Saunders, Derek Wright, and Charleston Rambo. The thing that sticks out to me is because if you follow me on Twitter, when I was going to camp, I saw a lot of CJ Saunders in at wide receiver 3. Now, this is just a depth chart. They don't have 3 wide receivers on this depth chart. So we'll see how things play out. But he was getting the first shake at reps when it comes to the slot receiver position. I think this is because he's mainly a slot receiver. He doesn't really play on the outside like some other guys. Shi Smith, he can play in the slot, but he can also play on the outside. Terrace Marshall Jr. can play in the slot, but he can also play on the outside. CJ Saunders is a pure slot, so I think that's one reason why they were giving him a lot of looks. He's pretty crafty, pretty quick. He has good hands. He gets open. So they're showing him a lot of favoritism, but right now he's at wide receiver number 4 on the right side. So we'll pay attention to how things shake out. Could mean something, could mean nothing. But let's go down to the position of left tackle we've been talking about. Brady Christensen is left tackle number 1. Ikem Ekwonu, left tackle number 3. And, of course, Wyatt Miller at number 3, Left tackle number 2 is Ikem. This is a shakeup because we've been stressing about this starting offensive lineup. Why hasn't Ikem been running with the first team? Why hasn't Brady Christensen been getting any looks at left guard if that's potentially what could happen? They decided to go with Brady Christensen at left tackle again because that's what's been happening most of camp. They said, I'm in my previous video with the Panthers News, I talked about Rule saying they wanted to be a lot more aggressive with getting Icky reps at left tackle 1, but here we are with him at the depth chart at left tackle 2. Not a big surprise. Like I said, this is the first one. Everything is fluid, but it is what it is at this point. Left guard, we got Michael Jordan, Dennis Daly backing him up. Deontay Brown at 3rd. I mean, a lot of people are rooting for Brown. Where's his weight at? Where's the opportunity he's going to get? We'll see what happens from there. But Dennis Daly seems to be locked in on that left side. They talked about Dennis sticking him on one side, whether it's backing up left tackle or left guard. So he'll be there, even though he's moved up and down the line at the previous times. Michael Jordan at left guard instead of Brady Christensen. Obviously, with Brady Christensen being at left tackle 1, Jordan's going to be that left guard. Center, we got Pat Elflein and Bradley Bozeman slotted in at both the first slots. And I hate how they do this. Matt Rule's all about wanting to be liked. We've seen this before last year with the backup quarterback position between Will Greer and P.J. Walker. They put the same thing, putting both guys in that second slot. This time they're doing the same thing. Bozeman has been taking second-team reps. He's been taking second-team reps at center. I've complained in my videos about why they haven't given him that time. Yes, they're giving Icky some time at left tackle 1, but I haven't heard really much about Bozeman being in at center number 1, but very limited. Clearly, he's better than Pat Elflein. I get it. Brady Christensen and Ikem Ekwonu are kind of neck and neck on that left tackle race because Brady's no slouch and he's been playing well. But I think there's nobody arguing that Pat Elflein is better than Bozeman, so why quit messing around with that and put that there? Elflein's a better center than guard, but Bozeman's the man. He's bigger by like 20-something pounds. He's coming from a running offense. You say you want to be a downhill smash mouth type of team. Put this guy in slot number 1, could play in those type of games. Right guard, we're going to Austin Corbett. He's slotted in. Obviously, the free agent acquisition is getting a good amount of money. He's going to be there regardless. Used to that zone blocking scheme, he's there. Mike Horton and Cade Mays. I want to see what Cade Mays can do. I'll be looking forward to seeing him getting some opportunities in the preseason game. Right tackle, obviously, we got Taylor. Cam Irving seems to have found a home. He could play all 5 positions, so more than likely Irving will be making this roster this year, but it seems like they've been sliding him in at right tackle. He's found a home. Hopefully he won't have to find the field. Tight end. Why do they continue to do left tight end and right tight end? They don't want to hurt people's feelings. They did it last year with Ian Thomas because they love Ian so much because of whatever. They brought him back, but they didn't put a 1 or a 2 at the tight end position. How do you determine a left tight end and right tight end? What if we have 2 tight ends on one side? What if we motion one over? Like why is there a left tight end and a right tight end on this roster? I don't get it. And there's no fullback either because they have Giovanni Ricci slotted at left tight end number 3. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. But you got Tommy Tremble and Ian here. Obviously, Sullivan and Colin Thompson. I want to see Babbitt get some more opportunities. Ian Thomas hurt his ribs in practice recently. Colin Thompson's been out, and Steven Sullivan's been out with the death in the family. So this could show for a lot of opportunities for Babbitt. I told you Babbitt is a big body, 6'6", 240, can move a little bit. He can block a little bit also. Man, Corral seems to like him. I'll be paying attention to him in the preseason game, man. Don't forget the name, Josh Babbitt. Right wide receiver, we talked about that. Running back, Christian McCaffrey, number 1, of course. Dante Foreman and Chuba, they're one the same, slotted at number 2 together. I mean, I get we're going to have a running back by committee. This just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. This just reads that you don't want to hurt people's feelings, and this is a business, so you got to hurt people's feelings sometimes. Quarterback, of course, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. If you've been splitting this little double line on the starters all up and down the roster, why not do it at quarterback? And I get it. He doesn't want to name the starter regardless, but Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold are both at the first one. I expect Sam Darnold to probably get the first drive in the preseason game. I expect that completely. I wouldn't be surprised. So go ahead, get your minds right, guys. Get your cotton picking minds right. It's going to be Sam probably at number 1 on this weekend, Saturday, against the Commanders in that preseason game. Get your mind right for it. It's going to change probably come the season, but I think they're going to want to get Sam first swing at things because all the reports saying that it's Baker's job to lose. Rule is all about rescuing guys' feelings. He's going to want Sam to get his opportunity. Okay, so let's go ahead down to defense, man. Let's go down to defense. All right, Brian Burns at left DN. Nothing really alarming sticks out to me from this lineup per se. Obviously, Derek Brown, Ioannidis inside, Etor's there. Like I said, nothing really major sticking out except when we get to the linebackers. Corey Littleton, one of our, I would probably say, bigger additions in the offseason. He's at backup left outside linebacker. They interviewed him today after practice. He said he wasn't really sure where they were going to play him, but he'd be playing whatever. He kind of gave the coaches talk, the player talk. I just want to get on the field wherever I can play football. I don't care where I play, inside, outside. He has experience playing inside, but they have Damian Wilson slotted there. With his legal implications, what does this mean? Is it smart to lean on that? Would it be better to put Corey Littleton there? Who knows? I mean, obviously Shaq can kick inside and do some things too, but that's something to pay attention to. Right outside linebacker, Frankie Louvu is a starter, guys. Frankie Louvu, look, hold on, man. Frankie Louvu is a starter. I got to give it up. Frankie Louvu is a starting outside linebacker for the Carolina Panthers officially. This man's high energy. You know, if you've been watching the channel, I'm a big Frankie fan. I was happy he got that contract this year to come back. I dropped film breakdowns on him before showing you the opportunities. He could play on the edge. He could play inside when they need him to. He's played a lot of inside, but obviously, since he'll be a part of that edge rotation, since we need a little bit of help with Etor and the guys like that, I expect Frankie to make some plays, being that right outside linebacker. You know the motor is high. You know the intensity is going to be there. He's a leader. Based off of that, it's infectious. I like having Frankie Louvu as my starting right outside linebacker right now. I want to see a little bit more to see if he should be in the inside or outside. But Phil Snow talked about today how he's gotten much better of being off the ball, being in space versus just playing the run, running and hit, which he normally did because special teams is his roots. But I'm happy with Frankie getting his opportunity. Let's go to cornerback. Obviously, this is nothing surprising. Dante, JC, CJ Henderson, Keith Taylor. Of course, one thing that did stick out to me, though, is Kalon Barnes ahead of STO. Now, STO has been around for a while, hasn't got much opportunity. First year was the COVID year, so it wasn't much of a preseason. So he didn't really get to show his stuff there. Last year, he played a little bit special teams and gunner and whatnot. But Kalon Barnes, the rookie, blazing fast rookie from Baylor, he's slotted ahead of STO right now. That means STO may be on the bubble. STO may be on the bubble. All right, because Kalon Barnes coming in, he's a late pick, so nothing secure for him, but it could mean that he's on the bubble. Safety, same old Chin, Chandler Robinson, Woods, Burris, Hartsfield. Hartsfield obviously plays safety, but he's more of a nickel. So Sam Franklin's essentially third. Now, how many safeties do we end up keeping? I don't know. Could it be Kenny Robbins on the outside looking in? Could it be Sam Franklin on the outside looking in? We'll see how preseason shakes out because we are pretty thick, pause, in that safety room. So I'll be interested to see how things go. Last but not least, let's get down to the special teams. Nothing really surprising here because we only have one long snapper now, thanks to Thomas Fletcher being cut. Obviously, Hecker, he's holding and punting. Our kicker is Zane Gonzalez, of course. Returner Roberts, he's holding that thing. That's what we brought him for. However, Shi Smith being returner number 2 says a lot to me because with all CJ Saunders getting a lot of those reps and a slot receiver like I talked about before, I was wondering like, dude, Shi is not the starting returner. He's not the starting slot receiver, and he's behind the depth chart, in my opinion, for what I saw from the rep count to CJ Saunders. Could Shi be on the bubble? Because that's a talented guy to cut and let go for CJ Saunders. CJ Saunders has put in the work, he's made plays, but the athleticism and the potential and the high ceiling with Shi Smith that I see, me being a personal favorite, even though I'm just a Gamecocks fan, I would want to keep a guy like Shi Smith around, even though CJ Saunders is that Beasley, Amendola, Renfro type of guy, if you catch my drift, that a lot of teams like, which is, I mean, they have a place in this league clearly, but I think Shi Smith has the potential to be a lot better than they've shown. He just needs some opportunity. Hopefully this preseason he gets some since we have a pretty solid quarterback room and a little bit more depth to the point that guys, our 2s and our 3s, should get a little bit more opportunity, hopefully, to show their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Unlike years past where we were dealing with Will Greer and stuff like that, or PJ Walker playing with some other guys. So I'll be interested to see how things go there. But overall, this depth chart's the initial one, guys. Some stuff pissed me off, of course. The feelings being hurt, right tight end, left tight end, having 2 guys slotted. But that's typical Matt Rule. That's par for course. We saw this last year, like I said, on the examples I gave. But you guys let me know down below in the comments, what surprises did you see on this that you stuck out to you? I mean, did I miss anything? Did I overlook something? What surprises did you see? What are you mad about? Tell me how you feel down below in the comments. Let's talk about it, man. Get that thing off your chest. You know, business holding this frustration or elation in, whatever it may be. Let me know down below in the comments how you feeling. But without further ado, I'm Aaron Duncan signing off for the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. I'll see you next time. Peace.